Okay, we're back with another episode of Meta Monday today, and today we have Will Nerd 89 on 1356 rating, going up against the Duelist Genesis EN040, which I believe is Stardust Dragon, on a 1372 rating. So Will Nerd would have been number 23 on ranked at the time, and the Duelist Genesis would have been number 20 on ranked at the time. So for Meta Monday, I normally like to feature two players in the top 20. Will Nerd just outside that, but if they win here, they go into the top 20. So loophole. Let's get into it and let's see how it goes. So Sirocco, Hamster, Heavy Storm, D-Prison and Raikou. So this is a standard Vayu Turbo. Going up against Heavy Storm, Bottomless, Cyber Dragon, Braincon, D-Prison and Thunder King, Ryo. So this is probably Hero Beat, I think. It's tough with the Duelist Genesis because they're always on something different. We've featured them on Ancient Gear before, so they're always on something a bit weird. But let's see how they start us off. Going to start with T King and set the Bottomless, pass it over. Draw for 10 is the Hamster now. Yeah, and Heavy Storm Sirocco is pretty good here, right? Yeah, we're not going to think about it. Heavy Storm the back row. Yeah, bring out the Sirocco. Nice. Okay, we're going to get through the Thunder King. We're going to set the D-Prison and pass it over. Draw for turn is Mirror Force. We're just going to set the Heavy Storm as a bit of a bluff. Pass it over. Draw for turn is the Vayu. Okay, Battle Phase going to get in there with this big 2k Sirocco. Set a Hamster. And pass draw is Alias. Okay, I think that confirms that this is Hero Beat of some kind. Okay, Pro Set Heavy going to take out the D-Prison now. Here comes the Alias, which is going to get through the Hamster. But the Hamster is going to be able to bring out a Raikou. That's not bad. Main two, we're going to set both the back row, Mirror Force and D-Prison, see if we can keep one of them. Draw for turn is the Gauze now. Okay, we're just going to go straight to Battle Phase. Yeah, I think playing around TT is smart. I just think I would have maybe preferred to, now that you've got Vayu and Sirocco in rotation, maybe would have preferred to just flip the Raikou, take out a back row, but Will Nerd opting to just go straight for the attack now. That's going to get hit with the D-Prison, which is probably the worst one possible, right? Because now it's taking this offline for the Vayu, if you can get that out of hand. Main two, just going to pass instead. Yeah, let them go into the Raikou on their turn. Draw for turn is the Honest now. Honest coming down. Yeah, this is going to get into the Raikou, which is now going to have the choice. Going to pop the Honest, mills the Plague, Bottomless, and Card Trooper. Plague not bad there. Alias going to get in direct, and that's going to elicit the Gauze. Yeah, I think Will Nerd's played that really well. The Honest is a bit of a problem if it gets back to hand, right? It's just a bit of a problem, and you also wanted to get this Gauze out, so I think that's played really well. Okay, rip off the top is the Chaos. Oh, that's not bad. That is not bad. Okay, they're going to put the Gauze in attack. Going to go after this Alias. Going to play around the Mirror Force quite well there. Yeah, I think I'd have preferred to try and crash the token, leave the Gauze in defense, because naturally Hero Beat can't really get over a 25 booty. But yeah, I understand why Will Nerd wanted to, put some pressure on, do some damage. Okay, we're going to banish for Chaos Orc, and that's going to take out the Alias. Yeah, you've got to do that before they get to a Gemini Spark. Set the Hamster with the normal summon and pass it over. Draw for turn is the MST now. Yeah, Braincon takes a bit rough. Now they can take the token out and tribute for Cyber Dragon and get through the Hamster. But Stardust Dragon's running out of resources here. They've just got MST in hand. This is a set Raikou, which could see them into anything. They've already got Plague set up. So, yeah, things aren't looking great for... You got the biggest monster on field, but it's not going to stick around. Okay, we're just going to set the D-Prison and again make them go into it on their turn, sorry. Draw is Yata, they're going to set that. Set the MST, pass it over. Draw for turn is the Sirocco now. Yeah. Stardust Dragon just trying to bait them into using the Raikou to hit a back row, right? Because if you try and go for either of these, the MST is going to take out your back row or the Yata is going to draw for us. And they are going to try it, but they are going to go for the Cyber Dragon, which is definitely the right pick in this situation with 100% information. Raikou going to go in for a whopping 200 damage now, and then main two going to tribute for the Sirocco and pass it over. Draw for turn is the Gilman now. Yata going to see us into a Diva, but yeah, I think the Duelist Genesis is just playing one Spine Gilman, right? MST is going to take out the back row. Here comes the Diva. No, they do play 2. Fantastic. Yeah, this is good. This is great. So this can make the Android now. Android can get through the Sirocco. Yeah, and in end phase. Gain us some life points before we pass it over. Draw is the Mirror Force. We're going to set the Raikou Mirror Force pass. Draw for turn is another copy of Diva. Yeah, it's so tough to know what to do here. There's no good set monster this can be, right? They've already seen 2 hamsters, so you probably know that set monster is going to be either a Vayu, which gives them Armed Wing, and a Necro, maybe, which gives them a Battle Trick later, or is what it actually is, which is this Raikou. Yeah, Raikou going to take it out. Mills, Greffa. Yeah, I mean, the Mills haven't been great for Wilner, to be fair. Diva coming out in main 2 now for another Diva. Yeah, just going to put up some defense, pass it over. Draw for turn is the Caius now. Here comes Vayu to take out one of these Divas. And then main 2 pass over. Draw for turn is the Trapstone. Here comes the Gilman. This is good. This is another copy of Android 2 Android. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? If you got the space. Set the Trapstone, pass it over. Draw for turn is the Dad. There's no way that's live, right? Yeah, far too many darks for that. Far too many. But we do have Caius. So Caius going to take out the Android now. And then Plague, top deck the Dad. Bring that out. This is Stardust. Yeah, Stardust plays around a lot. But you've seen Mirror Force go, D Prison go. 1 Bottomless go. Yeah, here's the Armed Wing. Yeah, I think if you were going to commit to the Armed Wing, then the Stardust is definitely right. Just going in with the Armed Wing, yeah, trying to play around a potential D-Prison. We can see it's not, but we can see that they've drawn it. So, the draw is a D-Prison, they're going to set that past. Draw for 10 is the Dad that we stacked. They're going to go in with the Armed Wing. Do they risk it for the Stardust? I think if it's game, maybe you do. No. Wilner playing very patiently here. Draw is another copy of D-Prison. That's going to get them through next turn, potentially. Charge drawn for turn. Yeah, they don't have a Raikou to search. So they know. Maybe they do. Maybe they have one more. Oh no, it's banished, right? Yeah, it's banished for the Chaos Orc. Yeah, so no Raikou to search. So it looks like Wilnode is not playing the Tech Lila. We are going to banish the Armed Wing. We're going to try with the Stardust. That's also going to get banished. Oh, that feels awful. That feels really bad. They played around the D-Prison so much, but then, yeah, just had to commit at the end. Okay, Honest going face down. Draw for turn is Allure. They can Allure now into Vayu and Deck Devi. Banish the Dad. Yeah, set the Deck Devi, just pass it over. I think maybe set the Vayu wasn't bad either. But maybe what they're hoping is they run into the Mirror Force and then they can just like double Vayu for game. Okay, Honest going in. Gonna bounce back. Pass over. Draw for turn is Return. Jeez. Yeah. Wow. Okay, set that past. Draw for 10 is the Miracle Fusion. Honest coming out now. Honest going to go in for another 11. We're going to set the Compulsor, leave it face up. Draw for 10 is the Caius now. Return going to attempt to go off. That's going to get me over Trap Stun, though. Yeah, you've got to. You've absolutely got to. But unfortunately, we paid so much life there. Set the Vayu now. Pass. Draw for 10 is the Prisma. Prisma coming down. Prisma going to get through, or attempt to get through this Vayu, but is going to get met with the Mirror Force. Yeah, they don't actually have another material for the Vayu to use, so I think keeping it alive as a body is pretty good for the Caius. Sorry, I thought it was Prison, but it was Force. Yeah, okay, cool. Pass. Draw for turn is the Necro Gardener now, and now we've got Banish our own Caius for game. Compulse it back, Deck Devi, get it away. Yeah, nice, nice. So yeah, they're trying to banish their own Caius with the Caius for game. We're going to try and compulse it back. They're going to Deck Devi it away, take out that Honest and reveal the Miracle Fusion. That's rough though, because we've used our normal summon. We're only at 1750 after the return. We're just going to have to set this charge and, you know, pray they don't use it. But I mean, ultimately here, all Stardust needs to do is drop that Miracle Fusion. And that's game one. Yeah, nice, really nice. Okay. Okay. Going into game number 2 then, so we're not going to get the starters off. It's Mirror Force Prisma, sorry. Miracle Fusion, Diva, and MST going up against Solemn, Armor Knight, D Prison, Necro, Sirocco, and Brain. So we're going to start with set D Prison, pass it over, draw for turn is the Honest. Here comes Prisma. Prisma going to dump off the Terra Firma, the Ocean. Very cool. Love seeing Terra Firma. Getting in for 17 now. Just going to set the MST, pass it over, draw for turn is the Rotor. Okay, lots of options here. We're just going to bring out the Sirocco, set the JD. Sorry, set the Judgment. What am I talking about? MST going to hit the Judgment and pass. Draw for turn is the Future Fusion. Jeez, okay. Yeah, a lot of pressure now. Milling a Diva and an Alias. Pass. Draw for turn is the Dad. Dad's pretty huge here. You've got Rotor, Greffa, Pitch, Necro, Dump. Yeah. And then hope that, you know, you get one more Dark Engrave somehow. That's not bad. It's really not bad. Okay, gonna Rotor out the Greffa. Yeah. Greffa, dump the Gardener, dump the Vayu. Yeah. And then we're gonna crash in with the Prisma. Yeah, that's another way you could do it. You can crash here as well. Get in with the Sirocco, main 2. Okay, I was thinking main 2, drop the Dad. Because you've got no guarantee the Sirocco lives, especially against the deck that plays Gemini Spark, right? But I guess you can still modulate out dark numbers with Gardener and Vayu, so it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, Miracle Fusion off the top now. Diva coming out for the Gilman. Yeah, this is nice. And then Android off the back of that. Android going to try and take out this Sirocco, and it's going to be successful. We're going to set the Bottomless and pass it over. Draw for turn is the Hamster. Yeah, you can see that both players not really committing that quickly into the game state. And trying to play a bit more of a defensive game. Vayu coming out now for the Armed Wing. Yeah. Big think here. They are going to Bottomless it. Yeah, and I think that's well worthwhile. You've taken them off Dad now. Or you think so, temporarily at least. And yeah, and it's another Vayu material that's not going to be around. Armor Knight going to dump the Plague now, and here comes the Dad. Oof. Yeah, Plague to stack, bring itself out. Yeah, this is Goyo. Braincon game? Braincon game? Yeah. Nice, wow. It really looked, I genuinely thought that Stardust Dragon here was just going to take that one. That looked so one-sided until until we just sort of started seeing like all the rips from Will Nerd. Okay, it's Heavy Storm, Sirocco, Cyber Dragon, Raikou, and Hamster going up against Compulse Gauze, Compulse, Bottomless, Smashing Ground, and Nobleman. Wow, Nobleman. And they're around. That's something. Interesting they've put this in going second, knowing that Vayu will probably side out like a Hamster and a Raikou going second. Sorry, left this in going first, sorry, when they know that maybe the Vayu player takes out some of the flip monsters going second. But okay, just going to leave the board open and pass. Yeah, you got Gauze, you're probably not going to die. Draw for turn is Torrential now. They're going to set the Hamster pass. Draw for turn is the D Prison. Yeah, we're going to knock that away. Yeah, it gets the other Hamster out of there as well. Draw for turn is the Vayu now, which we're just going to set and pass. Draw for turn is the Trap Stun. Yeah, just nothing but back row this side, jeez. Draw for turn is the Plague. Set the Raikou pass. Draw for turn is the Gilman. Okay, Gilman can do something now. Unfortunately, they go for the Raikou. Raikou's going to take out that back row. And mill Raikou, Sirocco. Jeez, we've just got to get this Vayu in the grave, and there's a couple of ways we can do it. Pass. Draw for turn is the Return. Yeah, here comes Sirocco into the Gilman. And set the Return. Pass. Draw for turn is Future Fusion. Okay, now we're talking. Just going to set the D Prison. Not going to commit yet. Yeah, I guess what they actually want is monsters in hand right now. So I think that's okay. Draw for turn is D Prison now. Vayu going to go off with one of the Siroccos that was milled for the Armed Wing. This is a lot of pressure already. Here comes Plague. This is a Stardust. Yeah. Heavy Storm going to take out the back row. Chain the Return. Oh, is that it? Oh, surely not. What's this? 19, 39. Yeah, it's enough for game. Well, it would be if it wasn't for the Gauze. Sirocco going to double pump this Vayu. Oh no, it doesn't. Does it matter then? So it's going to go up to 48 twice. GG's. Yeah, wow. They've even done it through the gauze. Holy. What do you have in hand? Well played. Oh my god, yeah, Will Nerd realizing that they played around the gauze that they had, and also that they didn't really have anything as an immediate threat on the back of it anyway. Wow, the double pump on the Vayu to get it to freaking what, 96, something like that. Wow, really cool way to end it. Wow, that just looked insane. I think this, yeah, I mean, Vayu Turbo, I said at the start, standard Vayu, and there's no disappointment in my voice when I say that. I'm not on this Nitro Vayu wave, right? I'm just not, because I think a couple of turns to set up with like Hamster Raikou to do stuff like this is just significantly better. And yeah, in the hands of Will Nerd, this deck just looked insane. Hero Beat's a hell of a deck though, I will say that. It's not just Stardust Dragon. We see Escapery doing stuff at the top. We see a couple of other like big Hero Beat players doing stuff at the top of the ladder. This deck is, you know, I saw a tier list from a creator, I'm not going to say who, and they put this in like tier 3 or something like that, and I was like, I don't know about that. I mean, there's a lot of high rated players that are playing this deck at the top of the ladder, clapping people up, and you know, most people lose to the Dauntless Genesis on most days. Do you know what I mean? So most people lose to Escapery on most days. I think Escapery is number 1 on ladder right now, with a slightly different take, but still a Hero Beat deck. So I would not be counting this deck out by any stretch, and we are seeing the Diva stuff in here as well, which I think gives the deck another level also. But yeah, what a cool match. Vayu Turbo versus Hero Beat, high ranked top 20 players, ending on a double pump Vayu 4 game through gauze. Insane meta Mundo.